always an excuse. It's always throwing your team under the bus. They lose to Memphis. Oh, it's his players' fault.
Making the choice. And too often we have guys that don't want to make that choice. And it's pretty consistent who those guys are. And so Saturday practice, I told the guys, it's going to be uncomfortable. The meeting is going to be uncomfortable. I'm not doing another 53 games like this.
Are you a smart guy?
I think so.
I think so, right? So if we don't defend home court, what happens?
Christmas Day. The Los Angeles Lakers got absolutely destroyed on the biggest stage in basketball. What came next was absolute chaos. Their head coach stood at the podium and called out his entire roster. His former podcast co-host refused to speak to reporters, and one of his own players openly mocked him on camera. But this isn't just about a blowout loss. This is about a coach who once torched other coaches on national television for ducking accountability.
And then you look at his quotes over the weekend. Now he wants to take credit for the James Harden trade to the Clippers working out. He wants credit for that. There's never accountability with that guy. There's never accountability.
This is about 41-year-old LeBron James, who might be mentally done with the grind. This is about a locker room that may have completely lost faith in Redick. Today, we're breaking down the entire situation. As a die-hard Lakers fan, I'm diving into the stats, the film, and the quotes to figure out if Redick is onto something or if he's turned into the very thing he used to destroy. Christmas Day at Crypto.com Arena. The place is packed. LeBron, Luka, the entire basketball world watching. The Lakers are facing the Houston Rockets, a young, hungry team, but absolutely one LA should dominate. What actually happened? Total annihilation. 119-96. The Rockets controlled every single second of the second half with a double-digit cushion. They crushed LA on the glass, 48-25. This wasn't basketball, this was a heavyweight beating down a guy who couldn't fight back. And it gets worse. LeBron James posted a plus-minus of -33. The Lakers got demolished by 33 points in just 32 minutes with LeBron on the court. That's his worst plus-minus as a Laker and the third worst mark of his entire career. This wasn't just a loss, this was a complete embarrassment. And Redick had absolutely had enough. After the game, JJ stepped to the podium and let it fly. No corporate talking points, no softening the blow. He straight up called his team terrible.
And tonight we were a terrible basketball team, and that started legitimately right away. We don't care enough to do the things that are necessary. We don't care enough to be a professional. It's, we had it. We had it. We don't have it right now.
Then JJ dropped this bomb.
Making the choice. And too often we have guys that don't want to make that choice. And it's pretty consistent who those guys are.
Let that sink in. He's telling the entire basketball world that certain guys on this roster consistently quit on him. He didn't say names, but let's be real. Everyone knows exactly who he's talking about. And then he made this promise. Now here's where things get really wild. The next day, after what he called an uncomfortable practice, JJ came back to the media and said something that made everyone stop in their tracks.
Since we've gotten Bron back, we haven't been as organized offensively, too many random possessions, so that's on me. So it's those three things, defensive clarity, role clarity, and offensive organization.
JJ technically took some responsibility at the end, but let's be honest here. He literally said the problems started when LeBron James came back from injury. That's about as direct as you can get. And here's the thing, the numbers actually prove he's right. The Lakers' defensive rating plummeted from 14th in the league before LeBron's return to 26th after he came back. That's a total collapse. LA started the season 11-5 without LeBron while he was dealing with sciatica. Since he returned, they're 8-5. Still winning more than they're losing, but they've dropped 6 of their last 10 games, and every single one of those losses, double digits. So is LeBron actually the problem? Let's look at the hard data, because it's not pretty. LeBron James has the worst defensive rating on the entire Lakers roster this season. Opponents score 121.9 points per 100 possessions when he's on the floor. He also has the worst net rating among all starters. The Lakers get outscored by 6.8 points per 100 possessions with him in the game. And it's not just the advanced stats. With LeBron on the court, the Lakers allow a team-worst 12.8 fast break points per game. They're also giving up the most points off turnovers and the most second-chance points. During that Christmas Day disaster against Houston, Amen Thompson absolutely torched LeBron every time they matched up. Thompson shot 67% from the field with LeBron as his primary defender. That's completely unacceptable from anyone, let alone a guy who's supposed to be one of the all-time greats. Normally, I'd break down the tape for you myself, but the NBA community already did the work. Multiple accounts broke down exactly how much of a defensive liability LeBron was during that Houston game.
All right, watch this right here. LeBron's guarding Amen. They run the pick and roll. Sengun rolls to the rim. KD hits him with the pass. And in that split second, LeBron just abandons Amen completely. He runs towards Sengun, gives a little fake hop, doesn't actually contest, and that's it. Amen is wide open. Sengun kicks it out. Amen catches it. Alley-oop dunk, easy two. Another possession, another blown assignment by LeBron.
Look, everyone understands LeBron is 41 years old. He's in his record-breaking 23rd NBA season. He's literally the first player in league history to play this many years. Eventually, Father Time comes for everyone. But here's what keeps bothering me. LeBron James opted into a $53 million player option. Regardless of his age, he's one of the centerpieces of this Lakers team. If he'd taken a massive discount, maybe this would be easier to accept, because LA could have used that money to bring in pieces that cover his weaknesses. But that's not what happened. So here's the question. If LeBron can't defend anymore and the Lakers are clearly worse with him on the floor, shouldn't JJ Redick be adjusting his game plan, or should he be publicly calling out his 41-year-old superstar to the entire world?
This whole situation gets even more awkward when you remember how JJ Redick landed this job in the first place. Back in March 2024, LeBron James and JJ Redick launched a podcast together called Mind the Game. It was a basketball breakdown show where they'd sit down, pour some wine, and dissect the game at the highest level. They had undeniable chemistry, and you could see both guys had elite basketball minds. Then what happened? Right after the Lakers got eliminated from the playoffs, they fired Darvin Ham and hired JJ Redick, a guy with absolutely zero coaching experience at any level, not even as an assistant. His only coaching resume was volunteering with his son's youth teams. Now, Rob Pelinka and the entire Lakers front office swear LeBron had nothing to do with the hire. But come on, you're telling me a guy who'd never coached a day in his life lands the Lakers job right after hosting a podcast with their franchise player? The optics tell the whole story. Even the podcast's producer admitted he figured JJ was probably getting hired after seeing how sharp Redick was during their recordings. So now we've got a situation where the coach who landed the job, partly because of his connection with LeBron, is publicly calling out LeBron. The former podcast partner is now the head coach, telling the media that the team fell apart when his superstar returned. That's absolutely insane. After the Christmas Day beatdown, LeBron James, Jared Vanderbilt, and Rui Hachimura all refused to talk to the media. They walked right past reporters. No comment, nothing. That silence says everything. When your franchise player won't even address your coach's criticism, you've got massive problems. And then we get to DeAndre Ayton. This is where everything goes completely sideways. Remember, JJ Redick promised Saturday's practice would be uncomfortable. Well, after that practice, reporters asked DeAndre Ayton about it. His response?
Your coach told us we planned for it to be a bad day. They said it would be an uncomfortable day for the team.
And y'all bought into that.
He's listening.
Man, y'all
Told him, believed him.
I'm not going to tell y'all. I'm not saying anything.
This clip went absolutely viral. 56,000 likes in an hour. The comments section exploded. People said team chemistry minus 1,000. Others said, bro is not seeing the outside of the gym after that if I'm JJ. People were asking why you'd ever say something like that on camera. That's your own player undermining you in public. That's your own center basically telling the entire world that the coach's threats mean absolutely nothing to him. After all this chaos, sports media lost their minds. Kendrick Perkins in particular destroyed JJ Redick.
Somebody else's fault. It's never J.J. Redick's fault. It's never, and look, I watched the game last night. Did I see LeBron James pouting all game long? Did I see the bad body language from LeBron? Absolutely. Did I see him not putting forth the defensive effort and getting back in transition, only having 2 rebounds last night in the game when you know a team loves to pound the glass and grab offensive rebounds? Did I see your best player, your franchise player, Luka Doncic, complaining after every single call? You damn right I did. But JJ, why don't they care? Why are they not playing hard? Why are they not trying to compete on the defensive side of things? You're the coach. That's a reflection of you.
And here's the biggest twist of all. Before JJ was a coach, he was an ESPN analyst. One of his most viral moments came in February 2024 when he absolutely ripped Doc Rivers apart on First Take. He literally said, "There's never accountability with that guy." Those were JJ Redick's exact words about Doc Rivers, and now people are throwing those same words right back at him. Rob Parker went on television and called him a fraud and a hypocrite for doing exactly what he torched Doc for doing. He said 2 to 3 years ago, JJ Redick ripped Doc Rivers on ESPN's First Take about not being held accountable and always making excuses, and here he is. Kenyon Martin went on Gil's Arena and completely torched him.
JJ, I don't know if you know this or not, bruh. Them dudes don't respect you. You are their peer. They are not, just because you have the head coach title, they don't look at you as such. If they did, they'll play harder. They'll get back on defense. Once you address the crying every possession to the refs with Luka and Austin Reaves and LeBron, if you address it once, if they respect you, they'll go out their way to try to change it because you are a new voice.
That's absolutely brutal. He's basically saying LeBron handed JJ the job, and now JJ can't even coach LeBron because they were just drinking wine and talking ball together a year ago. So maybe, just maybe, JJ Redick is onto something. Maybe at 40 years old, with retirement staring him in the face, LeBron doesn't have that same hunger anymore. Maybe the golf course sounds better than the grind of an NBA season. But here's the flip side. John Wall went on Prime Video and defended LeBron James.
3 years in, like, I'm gonna give you the best I can, but like, be realistic. What more do you really expect from me? Like, I'm 23 years in, you know what you're gonna get from me. I can't be the same LeBron that was in the passing lane or guarding the best player on the end. I'm gonna give you some effort plays. Some nights I might not have it, but that's what you have those other guys for. They supposed to come in and pick that load up for him. So he looks himself in the mirror like, yeah, I'm not the same LeBron I wanna be, but they already know that.
I still take him on my team.
Nah, for sure, I think anybody.
And that's completely valid. What do we honestly expect from a 41-year-old in his 23rd season? He's still putting up 20 points, 5 rebounds, and nearly 7 assists per game. That's not someone who's given up. So let's break this whole thing down. Is JJ Redick right to blast the team, or is he becoming exactly what he used to criticize? On one hand, the numbers don't lie. The Lakers are worse since LeBron James came back. Their defense has fallen off a cliff. LeBron's individual defensive numbers are terrible, and the team was on a 3-game losing streak before their game against Sacramento, with all 10 losses coming by double digits. But on the other hand, what exactly is JJ Redick doing to fix it? He's the head coach. It's his job to put players in positions where they can succeed. If LeBron can't defend anymore, scheme around him. If the effort isn't there, that's a reflection of the coach failing to connect with his players. The fact that DeAndre Ayton casually mocked his coach on camera, the fact that LeBron won't even face the media, the fact that former players are saying the locker room doesn't respect JJ Redick, that's not just a roster issue, that's a leadership failure. Here's the reality about coaching LeBron James. It's been done successfully before. Eric Spoelstra did it, Ty Lue did it. Those coaches earned LeBron's respect and got him to buy in completely. But they also didn't run to the media and publicly blame him when things fell apart. JJ Redick wanted this job. He wanted to prove a first-time head coach could lead a championship contender. He wanted to show his basketball IQ could translate into wins. Right now, it looks like he's drowning.